wouldn't be an episode of Shenanimegans if we didn't have trouble with
Hey,
OBS.
we did it.
Hey.
I keep forgetting if it's like, because we took that one day off. I'm like, it's episode 8. Wait, no, it's episode 7. Damn it.
Yeah. I kept looking at my notes today, and it was like the episode's 8, but then we're on week 7, or episode 7. So it's like, wait, is this right? Am I on the right episode? Oh no, what's going on?
Yeah,
But no, we're good. I'm too lazy to tweet, so I'm just going to retweet you.
that works. Okay, tweet is out. All my tabs in a way where I can see them when I need to. Just need stream to acknowledge that we are live.
Oh.
Because it still says I'm offline. Oh, no, there we go. We're good. We're live. Hello.
Yep. Hello.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Shenanimegans. Hi,
The
Arctis.
internet's-
We have chat. We have chat
Hello.
already. Yes, I am alive. I'm surprised too because I'm actually like very sick and I've had like 10 hours of proper sleep in the past 2 days, so I keep waking up at 5 a.m. and I'm just like not tired anymore and I don't know why. It's like, how's it going?
Yeah.
Get those tentacle scritches and scratches
Oh, yeah,
in the
definitely.
chat there. So yeah, we're back again. This week, unfortunately, not as much prepared stuff to talk about. We've kind of been busy with life and stuff. I know
Mhm.
I personally had like a death in the family, and the funeral is yesterday, so it's like wasn't
Yeah.
focusing too much on anime in the podcast, but we're still here. We're still doing it. We saw our shows.
Yep. We're still here. We do have a little bit to talk about, though.
Yeah.
So, just a little bit, though.
I do apologize for us still being here because I know that horrifies you. It's like, God damn it, when will they quit?
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh, no. It never ends.
yeah, it never ends. We're never going away. You just have to
Yep.
listen to us every week, forever.
Mhm.
This is your future.
Until the end of time.
Yeah. And that would have been better to make the joke about when we had like the time episodes of Jing, and we could have just been like, segue. We fucked it.
Yeah.
We wasted it.
Oh, well.
So yeah, you're excited about something this week.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
So, apparently this is a little bit old news, but there's going to be a movie, a live-action movie made from the Kids on the Slope anime, which I think I mentioned it like a zillion times before, but that is a fantastic show. And I really, really love it. And this particular link is announcements for more of the cast. And I don't know any of these people because I don't know Japanese actors.
Yeah, don't know live action.
Yeah. But I'm super excited. Apparently the movie's coming in 2018, so gonna have to check that out then.
Yeah, I
Should
still
be
need to watch
pretty
the
cool.
anime.
It's really good. Oh, it's so good.
I've been meaning to forever, but I just have like so much stuff.
Yeah.
It's
The
ridiculous.
music in it is really, really good. If you like jazz music, it's fantastic.
Yeah, I've been trying to like focus down and just like watch a few shows at a time right now, because for a while I was doing like the 50 at once and it's ridiculous. I was like,
Yeah.
I'll do like 4 at once. I'm somehow at 8, and like that's like the main ones I was watching were all kind of depressing, and then you know you get to a depressing point in your life. It's like I don't want to watch these shows where people are dying
Yeah.
or like dealing with loss right now. Let's go watch the one about like bodacious space pirates instead.
Yeah, exactly. Oof. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
The other news, because you're excited about one show, I'm excited about another. It actually came back
Yeah.
last week, but I don't think I talked about it. I think I forgot. But Ruby
Mhm.
Chibi is going on, and it's so good.
Yeah.
Ruby Chibi is the best. It's basically Ruby, but everything is happy and wonderful. I think I might have talked about the trailer that it was coming out, but it's officially out. The first 2 episodes are. First 3 episodes are. Jeez, I really. Oh,
Oh,
that's probably why I didn't talk about it when it first aired, was because that was the week we were off.
oh yeah, that makes sense.
But it's great. They've started bringing in new characters that weren't really in the first season. Like Penny's shown up, Velvet's shown
Mhm.
up, more
That's
May.
cool.
Yeah, it's a fun
Yeah.
time. It's all just silly shenanigans and like when
Cool.
people draw those really dumb comics of characters and they're like Dumb Ruby. Actually,
Hmm.
they animated one of Dumb Ruby's comics. They actually did
Oh,
that. So like they
that's awesome.
literally just it's just a bunch of dumb sketches. So it's really
Yeah,
fun. And yes, Ruby is anime. Fight me.
it's very anime.
Put it on. Like there's a manga on my anime list, so it's official. It works.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I still need to get around to watching season 4 of that, and now I just need to watch the Chibi stuff as well. Oh man, I'm so
you
behind.
gotta watch season 4 before the chibi stuff in case if you get spoiled.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'll get around to it someday.
Eventually. Oh yeah, they
Yeah.
also have a bunch of the villains showing up in the new season and Ozpin.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, it's like uh last season they just had Torchwick and Neo, but I think it's because they're like, okay, we finished season 4, we can now use characters that would spoil stuff from season 3. So that's really a nice way to go
Hmm.
about it and like think of the other people.
Yeah.
Uh yeah, so have you been watching much anime this week?
So a little bit. I've kind of been like paring down stuff because I had been watching Sakura Quest, and but I like missed out on a couple of weeks of that, and I think that I'm just gonna put that on hold for now and
Just
watch like
marathon
the
it when it
whole,
finishes?
yeah, at the
Yeah.
end of the season, because that seems like a good show for that, since like not much really happens in each episode.
I
So
still
yeah,
haven't
but
started that.
yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
And then I'm just keeping up with Recreators, which is like super super awesome. I'm really liking that. And Attack on Titan is the only other thing, which is, oh, I already talked about that last week. I'm still very mixed on that show.
2 episodes where nothing happens. 2 episodes where nothing happens in a 12 episode series arc. It's
Yep.
amazing.
Yep.
uh, but yeah,
Oh,
uh, yeah, I haven't really
so
watched much anime myself.
yeah. Well, you had a busy week.
Yeah, I end up more just reading some chapters of manga, catching up here or there, because it's like, it doesn't take as much time to invest into like one manga chapter here or there, so
Hmm.
I'm not fully caught up on them, but I started catching up again on Boku no Hero Academia and Hatsukoi Zombie, because those are both great series. I checked out a really old one called Sukeban Deka, which is like, it's a mystery detective type one, which seems cool. It's like
Hmm.
132 chapters, super old school. And then, yeah, there was 2 series I had been reading that finished translations, so I just finished those. Criminal,
Hmm.
which it was a gag one, so I understand it being rushed to end because there wasn't much plot to begin with, and it was okay. It was and then there was a really good series I liked called
Hmm.
Nanishi to Asterism that ended, unfortunately. It was the author's first series and it was a Yuri. And
Hmm.
it deserved another volume or two at least. Like, it was definitely
Oh,
being written in a way where it was ongoing, but they started putting in more of, like, the main character's brother's story into it as well, and I guess that hurt
yeah.
the ratings because people wanted, like, oh, just the Yuri triangle. But his whole
Yeah.
thing, like, started bringing into like it started expanding into like different like sexuality and gender questions, and there was
Hmm.
all kinds of stuff. It was really deep. There's a great bunch of great stuff, and then the ending was just this rush disaster because it got canceled. I'm like, this deserves so
Yeah.
much more because it was so good. Like,
Oh,
the artwork's amazing, the plot was really well done, characters felt believable until about the last volume where it was getting rushed to finish.
hmm.
Yeah,
That's a bummer.
yeah, but I mean, it is what it is. Again, it's the author's first series, so they didn't have too much
Yeah.
fans backing him to begin with to keep it going. But
Hmm.
hopefully, this was a good enough starting point and was popular enough that their next series will get more support and help go farther. Because there's not many people who go like, okay, this is my first series ever.
Hmm.
stick with it, because these were long chapters too. These were like 40-page chapters. They weren't like the regular 20.
Yeah.
And they got, I think, 4 volumes complete, which is
Hmm.
pretty good for a first series. And they managed to do the whole thing while keeping the art quality as high as it was, because it had really good art. So I'm really looking forward to the author's next work. I should actually
Hmm.
go check out their name, because I should I like say, oh no, they had 5 volumes. 5 volumes, which is good. Uh,
Yeah.
it was Kobayashi Kina who did both story and art.
Hmm.
And yeah, it's their first one. Ooh, they have a Twitter. I'm gonna go follow them.
Oh.
Udon Kimuchi Kaki? I did probably butchered that. Aw, they have a big banner from it
Oh.
on their top show. It's nice.
Yeah. Hmm.
And then the final volume. Aw, it's sweet.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a bunch of fan art and stuff. Probably
That's cool.
thanking them for like the release of the final volume and all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good time. It was a
Yeah.
good one. So, anyways, that's
Yeah.
about all I've done this week and
Yeah.
talked about.
Oh, there was one other thing
Oh
I wanted
yeah,
to mention, because so this is only like tangentially related to anime, but there's a new like Guilty Gear game out, and I don't know if you've seen those fighting games, but they look really good because they
they
use
do.
the same like 3D CG stuff that anime uses, but they're actually really good at it. So it
I
all
haven't
looks 2D.
I haven't seen the new stuff. I've seen the older Guilty Gears back where it was all sprites and it always looked really good. I'm gonna. Do you know what the name is? I'm gonna find a trailer for
Uh,
it.
Guilty Gear
Revelator?
Revelator, yeah,
Oh,
Revelator 2.
Revelator 2. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Quick look. Soy Giant Bomb, we're using your video.
Very expensive.
Oh yeah, that does
fish
look
related
pretty
free.
good.
No.
Yeah.
For a bunch of
It looks
flavors.
really cool. I'm thinking about picking it up because it just looks awesome.
Yeah, I'm terrible at 2D fighting games. I've tried. I picked up
Yeah.
uh not Guilty Gear, BlazBlue, and I'm terrible at it.
Yeah.
I'm not good
Yeah.
at like learning stuff like that. I tried.
Yeah.
Why am I just on YouTube? I tried learning. Well, like I play Smash too, and I'm bad at that too. Like I can't. I'm not good at really fast inputs with my hands. My fingers are actually pretty slow,
Mhm.
which is awkward.
Yeah.
But
I've never been very good at fighting games either, but I've never put much time into them. So
yeah, that's true. I also
Oh.
haven't put enough time in to really try to get good, because you have to be serious about it to get good.
yeah.
Um,
So yeah, that was all for me.
yeah, I did have one last thing I had almost forgotten
Okay.
about, but someone brought up on Twitter Tokyo
Mhm.
Pop's original release of Marmalade Boy and the way they translate it. So if
Yeah.
everyone knows the meme, uh, Keikaku means plan. This is the OG. Tokyo Pop released Marmalade Boy. Also, credits
Mhm.
to Bunny Cartoon for posting this on Twitter.
Mhm.
But so, as you can see from these screenshots on the way home after Bukatsu, how do you
Mhm.
do? Yoroshiku Miki-chan. Like, this is the official translation. They just add translator notes at the end. Like, this is literally Keikaku Main's plan, but from an official company. Fuck Tokyo Pop. Tokyo Pop is trash.
Yeah, that's so ridiculous.
I
It's
wish they
terrible.
stayed gone. Yeah, it's like you can see the stuff they use. Like they randomly left Koseki in there. It's like census registration. It's like what? Or
So
like
dumb.
Jishuren, self-motivated practice in sports. In this case, for tennis. Like it's like I think you can probably see that they're playing tennis when they say
Yeah.
it. You don't have to like. I understand having notes for like escalator system if they say it, but like that's not a complete
Mhm.
translation. That's just, oh, this is what it means when they say that, right? They actually translated that. That's the proper way of using translator notes, not just leaving complete phrases in.
Yeah. This just seems super lazy.
Yeah, I mean they had to make this whole translator note thing and retranslate everything anyways. It's more work and more
Yeah.
printed paper for no reason. It's so dumb.
It's dumb.
I
Tokyo
guess they're
Pop is
like,
dumb.
we're gonna make you learn some Japanese. It's like, No, that's not how this works.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so that was pretty funny. I saw that just before we went live, and I was like, dang.
Yeah.
So yeah, speaking of Keikaku, you know who has a Keikaku this week?
Who has a Keikaku this week?
Pretty much no one in Clockwork Planet, because they're all pieces of shit. Well, one
Yep.
guy does, but it's yet to be seen. Old Clock
Yeah.
Grandpa. So, yeah, transition nailed. So
Nailed it. Perfect.
yeah, perfect. So, Clockwork Planet starts off with this old clock grandpa who was shown at the last episode, who is totally the guy they met underground that let them
Yeah.
up, but it's like, why did he let them up? Also, how did he grow so much hair so fast? These are the questions that we need to ask people.
Yeah. The important questions.
The most important.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, just like Attack on Titan, this week was just episodes of people sitting in rooms talking and nothing really happening.
Great. Yeah.
Actually, yeah, it was either scenes of the giant robot standing still shooting things, or scenes of people arguing and talking inside of rooms. That was it. That was this whole episode.
Yeah.
It was incredible. It was riveting.
Yep. I think my very first note is just that Naruto is a creep.
Yeah, he really is. He really is. It's my wife
Yeah.
and my daughter. It's like, but
Yeah.
Mary's the mom. It's like, oh yeah, we got divorced. And then I remarried your sister. It's like, that's creepy. Because if she's his daughter, but she's his sister, or Ryuzu is Anchor's sister,
Yeah,
he's
this is
dating his daughter's sister. See, these are the things. This is not
Yeah.
good. This is Japan.
almost like
Damn
they-
it, why?
yeah, it's almost like they didn't think this through.
Yeah, it really did. This is almost as bad as Lance and Masked. I'm not gonna lie. This is like close. This is very Lance and Masked here. I
Yeah.
told you this ice style reminded me of Lance and Masked. Now the plot does too. One day I'll have to find or make like a video, if I can ever get videoing software that's not the terrible new Windows like live movie maker, because the old like XP one was great. The new one's user interface literally makes no sense. It's
Oh, great.
unusable. But make a little mashup video showing all the fucked up stuff in Lance and Mask, because that's a thing people need to experience. I gotta
Yeah.
say, as terrible as it is, it's a life awakening experience that everyone needs. You see it and you will find religion real fast. Because that's some sin shit.
Yeah, Lance and Mask is one of those shows where you've mentioned it just enough where like, I should probably watch that just to see it. I need
One
to see it
day.
for myself.
One day.
Yeah, someday. Maybe.
So yeah, we start off with them going, oh, hey, you're the cutest, and she's like, yeah, cool, and then randomly her thing glows with her not controlling it, and she throws someone's head on the ground, and they're just like, yay heads, woo!
Yeah. I'm like, well, luckily we have this box that we can attach the head to make it talk, apparently.
Yeah, so this was the guy who was totally killed earlier. Apparently his
Yeah.
two friends were actually killed, but she kept his head because, who knows, maybe she had some weird, like, multi-dimensional, just, like, shelf of all the heads she's collected from androids. Like, some weird, I'm gonna make dolls with them, and, like, really messed up. That would
Yeah.
honestly be a lot more interesting than the way this show's going so far. But,
Yeah. So
yeah.
it's just so much better.
So he starts going, he says like two things, and he's like, you're a fucking idiot, and then everything falls to shit. That's literally it. He's just like,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, it's you. Oh, you're a fucking idiot because you let the military get to and didn't pay attention to me. Done.
Yeah. Some big electromagnetic shock, I think is what they said it was.
Yeah.
And then everyone's dead. Everyone's dead. Show's over. Roll credits.
Yeah.
We're done.
Oh, I wish. I wish.
if only.
So I wish either his headphones murdered Naoto or he turned out to be a cyborg too and was useless. I am saying right now, Naoto's actually a cyborg. He is like one of the Y series or some shit, because it's like dude
Yeah.
fell asleep sort of the same time as them from the electromagnetic pulse. He got up first, and the
Mhm.
later in the line of that series seemed to cool down faster.
Mm.
And then also, it would explain his superhuman hearing and, like, the fact that he's just burning his hands off and doesn't even seem to notice. Like,
Yeah.
it's because it's
That
fake
seems like
skin.
that seems like a dumb twist they would try and fit in. But then also it seems like they would do all these things that like would suggest that and then not go for that twist
Yeah.
because they just are dumb.
See, I would like it though if it's like, well, it is the Y series. They all, or whatever. They're all girls. Naruto was a girl all along. It's like
Oh.
infinitely still a piece of shit, but slightly less.
Yeah.
Because goddamn,
Hmm.
it would at least make it more interesting to be a twist like that.
Yeah.
It would give the character so much more depth. So much more depth. Oh.
It'd be an actually interesting character instead of just a piece of garbage.
Yeah, because it'd be like, wait, why are you hiding it? Or like, you knew you were a cyborg all along. And like, and there'd be so much stuff. So much stuff it could be used for. Or if he's just an
Yeah.
idiot and doesn't even know he's a cyborg. And
Yeah.
so we go back to the old guy, and he, like, everything he said with his compatriots about, like, whoever created this world has all been nonsense. Like, it's never been a coherent thought. He's just basically like some old senile man rambling like, "Oh, God is bad, fuck God."
Yeah.
It's like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
slap God in the face, huh? And it's
Yeah.
like,
It's like,
okay. Okay, old
whatever
guy.
whatever position in like the military or government or whatever he has, it must be like a life appointment because they would have like gotten rid of him by now because he's just crazy old man.
Yeah, he's like, I don't care about this world or anything. I just want to be like, what are the mysteries of who create? Why did he create? Like, it's literally like that. Like, it's just stopping mid thought and changing to another thought, and nothing is finished. I'm like, what is going on with this dude? Like,
Yeah.
jeez.
So,
Yeah, so we learned absolutely nothing about plot from him or his scenes.
yeah. And they showed the giant weapon from the underground was attacking the city now,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, it's too expensive to animate this giant thing, so it's going to stand still and shoot lasers at all these planes.
Dude, I'm so
Mm.
angry that they follow this trope of like Mary's supposed to be this badass on herself, and every time she's on herself she is, but as soon as Naoto's there she just immediately becomes like a crying baby for him to like save the day every time he's in the same scene.
Yeah.
But every scene on her own she's just like, fuck it, I'm badass.
Hmm. That's a stupid trope. That's terrible writing.
Yeah,
Ugh.
no, it's really getting a little disappointing, but there's no point in stopping. We're 4 episodes from the
Yeah.
end. We've got to finish.
Yeah, we're nearly there. We're almost done.
We'll find out whether Naoto is a piece of shit or a piece of shit robot. One of the two.
Yeah.
One at
Oh.
least gives him an extra descriptor.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
like,
gives them something.
yeah, it's like double the character development. An extra word to call him by.
Yeah.
But so, yeah. I like how this is just turned into us shitting on the 2 shows we watch because they're both pretty mediocre. It's like, why couldn't we choose a good show? What have we done?
Oh no. Maybe next season we'll
yeah.
pick something better.
Next
Hopefully.
season. Yeah. Which, at the end of this, we will maybe go over some stuff we're thinking of for next season. Talk
Mhm.
about it, look at some of the shows, do it live.
Yeah.
So...
Mhm.
Oh yeah. After he's burned his hands and he shows it, it's like his hand literally looks like some shitty salami. Like, it's
Yeah.
great. The salams, the salam palms,
Yeah.
the palmies of his hands.
Yeah.
Nailed it. Yeah. So they Deus Ex Machina is like, well, we have protection against electromagnetics because they knew they'd make that. We just have to
Yeah.
cool down, but because she was the first, she can't cool down on her own, so she's just super overheating, which may or may not melt her eventually. Who knows? And then Mary like pulls off Walter's head and melts his body. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. And, they tried to explain it. It's like, oh, it's electromagnetic, and I'm like, I I'm not an expert, but I don't think that's how electromagnetics works. Like, I don't think you just have a electromagnetic thing magnetize everything around it. I'm not sure that's how that
I
works.
think it's
I
supposed
don't
to be
know.
like a massive static charge that causes it.
Yeah, maybe.
But
I don't know.
surprisingly, as bad as the plot and everything has been, the scientific portions of of this show's actually been pretty on point. Like the no, what did they call the time thing?
So,
Imaginary time, stuff like that.
yeah.
I looked
Yeah,
it
something
up.
like
It
that.
was very accurate. So it's like they've
Yeah.
done research in
Yeah.
creating this show. It's just so maybe it works that way. I'll give them
Yeah.
the benefit of the doubt. They were more
Yeah.
right about weirder things than that, so.
Yeah, true.
And it does make sense if you magnetize a bunch of gears, they'll just stick instead of turn, so.
Yeah, that does make sense.
It's a thing. And then we get a flashback to Mary being some weird, slutty dad kink piece, like, crybaby.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why. They've got to stop it. The pandering is too hard.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah, the episode ends and they're like, hey, everyone's gone back up, we're gonna leave, but we haven't left the room yet.
Yeah.
There's literally the whole episode. Just them sitting in a room arguing, some old guy in a room babbling, and some politicians in a room yelling at each other. That was the entire episode.
That's great.
There we have it.
Yeah. Ugh. There was a moment at the end where I don't know, I don't even remember what he was talking about, but like he started to be like not terrible about something that he was saying to Anchor. Then after he's like, "Oh, my wife and daughter," I'm like, "Oh, terrible
Yeah.
again. You're terrible."
Yeah, he like keeps trying to act like a badass and then just says the dumbest stuff. Like he's going on about like, we're gonna like, I'm gonna shove. I think it's the same when you're talking. It's like, I'll never let them get away with this. Anyone who hurts my wife and daughter, I'll boil them in a pot. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's not badass. Stop.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. That was the worst.
Yeah, I think. Oh. Nato, please just stop. Just go to a different show that we don't have to watch.
Yeah.
Please.
Oh. So yeah, that was Clockwork Planet for this week.
Yeah,
It's-
and Jing is not much better, unfortunately.
Yeah.
This episode did not really have very much plot.
hmm I do
very
think it was
painful.
slightly better than the Clockwork Planet episode, but you're right, it's still not very
I
good.
think they're about the same. I
Yeah.
think they're about the same. At least the Clockwork Planet one, it's like one filler episode in a bunch of episodes with plot versus
Mhm.
a filler episode in a series of filler episodes. Like you do have to put it in context. I do think it's like
Yeah.
right, it's okay. Oh yeah, Clockwork Planet. They showed the trailer for next episode, and
Mhm.
Naoto takes Anchor shopping apparently. So that's gonna be filler
Oh,
too.
great.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot more
Fantastic.
filler. So once
Great.
that episode will be worse than this episode, I think. But
Yeah.
so Jing, we started off. It's the Wild Wild West, and dude's like,
Yeehaw.
I'm gonna find a planet. Stone. No real
Yeah.
details on how he knows it. He's just chilling with some dude who collects them. He's like, I'll find the others.
Yeah.
And doesn't say he'll bring them back or anything. Just I'll find them. Sure.
Yep.
They have that little like drop where it's like, you sure seem to know everything about anything. And he's like, yeah, I just happen to know. Like I just I get
Yep.
that feeling and I know what's up. And it's like, yeah, you just Deus Ex Machina every episode. Let's go.
Like, yep. So they get the information about the solar system from the old dude, and then are suddenly in a random city with a goat man yelling about needing people to work for him to take some explosive, cute things to some dude.
I'd work for random goat people who are randomly shouting at the street instead of putting up actual ads.
Yeah, seems trustworthy.
Just a heads up, if you see
Yeah.
random like posters and stuff advertising jobs and just
Mhm.
have a phone number or say anything about like after school for teens, good money or anything, that's
Mhm.
human trafficking signs. They're going to kidnap you. Don't do that. That's an actual thing that's
Oh.
showing up across the states like massively right now.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, watch out for that.
That's
PSA.
pretty bad.
That's
Yeah.
pretty scary. Yeah, PSA, if something seems fishy, it's probably fishy.
Hmm.
If you're desperate for work, don't take it. Don't listen. Find a job to official means. Like
Yeah.
to an actual job. Don't
Yeah.
don't enter random messages put up. So yeah, so Jing's like, okay, cool, I'll help this dude. And
Yeah.
it's literally, it's not human trafficking, but it's whatever
Porvora
the fuck,
trafficking.
yeah, Porvora trafficking. So it's
Yeah.
basically the same thing. It's why I had to talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what the fuck? Like, this episode's fucked up to, like, it's a cute, super intelligent species that they just tie dynamite to and use to blow shit up. It's like, that's really
Yeah.
messed up. That's
Yeah.
not
They-
okay.
They do a good job making the villain in this episode seem like a real villain.
But then
He's-
when you actually see him, the few scenes you see him, he's just like a really shitty, whiny version of the character from the first episode. Like,
Yeah.
it's
So you get the job to transport the Porvora, but it's super dangerous because the Porvora explode. And
yeah. if
first they get to a
worried,
bridge.
they go
Yeah.
boom.
Yeah, first they get to the rickety old bridge, and one of them almost falls, but Jin goes and catches him, and uses curl oil to get back up, because apparently that's how that works now.
Yeah, he like shoots the water and like I guess like the blast is pushed against the ground, so he pushes up or something. You don't see it. It doesn't
Yeah.
explain it. He just
Yeah.
does it. It happens.
To be fair,
Don't
to be
question
fair,
it.
in the books it's a little different, but it's equally ridiculous, because like he shoots down and there's a river, and it shoots the water back up, and then the water's just suspended in the air, and they're like, oh, we'll just use this to walk across. It's like, well, it's not any better. It's different, but okay.
That sounds cooler than just shoot
Yeah.
big green glow and then suddenly he's back. Nothing
Yeah.
shown. But they're probably like,
Yeah.
oh, we don't have the budget to animate walking on the water there. Let's just not.
Yeah.
This show does a horrible job of using budget.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he saves it. The Jin girl for the week joins.
Mhm.
Kerr didn't hit on her once, I don't think. That I can think of.
No, he did once.
Oh, or at the
the-
very beginning, right?
Yeah, he at one point when she was on the carriage with him, he was all like, hey, sometimes hardships brings people closer together.
Right,
I think it's bringing
right.
us close. Yeah.
He did very little though compared to previous episodes. It was just
Yeah. It's a big improvement.
yeah. Dude's finally keeping in his feathers.
Yeah, finally.
Damn.
So they do some walking and talking, learn about Izara.
Yeah. She apparently has daddy issues. She has
Yeah.
written on her gun, "I love daddy." That she's like, I wrote on it when I was a like I scribbled this when I was a kid. It's like, why do you have a gun when you were a kid? She later
Yeah.
says it's her dad's gun, but it's still like, why are you playing with your
It's like-
dad's gun when you're a
like-
kid?
Yeah, your dad was irresponsible. It's
Yeah.
like,
That's a
yeah. So then they get to the volcano with the memory lava.
This is
It's
why
an-
we need gun legislation. So that your daughter won't scribble "I love daddy XXX" on the gun, because that's creepy. The triple
Yeah.
X. The triple X. Oh god.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like maybe they just didn't know, Maybe
Wait
they
a
thought it was like
second.
XOXO, but maybe they didn't know. I
A
don't know.
blonde without a dad who apparently has daddy issues? Is that Mary?
Oh yeah, could
You
be.
never know. You never know. So yeah, we
never
get
know.
to the lava. This place actually looks cool. This is like where the budget went in
Yeah.
this episode.
Yeah,
It's cool.
this is kind of cool with all the weird memory metal melted down, trying to attack them.
Yeah, like
That's cool.
flipping out like shears and
Yeah.
spoons and forks.
Yeah, and eventually like a giant sea anemone for some reason.
Yeah,
Bunch of
because
tentacles.
apparently metal sea anemones are a thing, and so are metal snakes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Apparently, maybe regular snakes fell in the middle. It's like, ooh, this is a cool shape. Let's try
Yeah.
this out.
Mhm.
Yeah, so they're running away,
Mhm.
and then they're like, oh no, the snakes all around us. skip the carriage, jump on the horses, and then run off on the horses, even though technically they would still be surrounded even if they jumped on the horses.
Yeah.
And they took so much time to do it that they would have been killed anyways. Like, snakes just sat there not attacking and let them get on the horses, then walk ahead before they started moving instead of attacking first. And then they're like miles ahead of them, and the poor Vor is like, I'll save you all. And it's like, what the fuck?
It's like, yeah.
Like, the animation showed no sense of urgency, and people just did stuff while, like, the danger just sat there doing nothing. It was really awkward.
It's like they spent all the budget on making the lava look cool, but then didn't have any budget left to actually make it animate and move around.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So they ride the horse's way, and the big Pavora sacrifices itself. And we get more Azara plot building character stuff.
I mean, not really.
Yeah, well, a brief flashback.
She had like 2 flashbacks, and then they tried to make her end part seem like all emotional. It's like, you had 2 flashbacks. Like, that's it. That's not enough. They weren't even like good flashbacks. It's one where it's like, I scribbled this on my dad's gun, and the next one is just her dad being shot and her crying over it. It's like, that escalated quickly. That's a...
Yeah.
And it's like, his business partner is like, oh, so the guy who's running this town that they've gone to see, obviously.
Yeah, clearly. And then they get to the city where they're supposed to deliver the Porvora. And they split up. Yara takes the Porvora and disappears for most of the episode. For most of the rest of it. And Jing goes and just looks in the window and goes, oh, hey, there's one of the stones I'm looking for, and just steals it immediately. It's like, yep. He's the king of bandits, so I guess stealing stuff is just that easy.
I guess so, but it's like he goes to... he plugs it into something or something first, and then steals it? There was like no reason, it made no sense.
He's got like a decoy ball that he puts there, and he plugs it in to make it glow.
Okay, that makes sense, because it doesn't show any of that. It's just suddenly done.
It just suddenly changes, and
and then he's gone. Yeah, it's like, and then what's her name shows back up. It's like, that's the guy. I'm gonna shoot him, and then the Porvora is like, no, don't kill him. Kill is bad. It's like, he's like using your species as like human bombs. Why would you defend him? Just let him take the bullet.
I thought that they were going to go into a thing of like, oh, if you kill the man that killed your father, you're just as bad as him, and don't be like him. But then they
never
didn't.
Went into that at all. They just had to go, I need to get revenge.
Yeah. It's like, it was right there. It was like playing t-ball and you missed. Like, come on.
My tears dried in this land of sorrow. She just keeps saying that one line. It's like...
Yeah. Ugh. So then she tries to shoot him, but Jing dives in front of him and takes the bullet, but actually he blocked it with the rock.
Yeah, which apparently that turns into a button.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. So he presses the button, or she does, and the sun rises out of the ground, and this guy's like, I've lost everything! It's like, okay. The poor Vor are freed from their cage thing somehow, even though no one's, like, attacked them, all the guards are, like, still awake and around them, just like, huh.
Yeah. It's like it just saw the sunstone and just fell apart. Like,
it's like the poor Vor gave up the sunstone. It's like, they had it? Like, what?
What? Yeah. Then Jing shoots an arrow into the sunstone and rides away on a rope.
Yeah, as it rises into space.
That seems dangerous. You don't know where he's going.
Did he steal it? Like, what? It just left with him. That was it. There was no explanation what happens after. But oh wait, no. It's like, you can be the Porvora's new mom. It's like, why these tears aren't of sadness? These are my first tears of happiness. It's like, how does that make you happy? Like, this is a fucked up moment. Like. This shouldn't be some suddenly happy moment, happy enough to cry. It's like...
Yeah. No.
This show makes no sense. It's just constant...
I will say that this episode was actually, plot-wise, was kind of better than the books. Because in the books, they add like 10 other subplots into this. It's like, oh, Azara is actually married to Goblet, the evil businessman.
Wait, they're married?
Yeah, he killed her father, and then she secretly married him without him knowing, that like she was the daughter, and then it's gonna use that to get close to him to kill him, and it's super ridiculous and
What the?
terrible.
But then why did she have to
Yeah.
go through this whole thing of getting the poor? Yeah, no, that.
Exactly.
I'm glad they
It's-
just cut the plot out of this episode. They're like,
Yeah.
they should have chosen
like-
a different chapter, honestly.
Yeah, they did a pretty good job of cutting up what was there, but it still was left with something that wasn't very good.
Oh, that's awful. That's
Yeah.
painful.
It's really dumb.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
That is definitely a thing. Oh yeah, there's
Definitely.
also the random when the sun's rising. There's just all these birds flying past them, no reason, just birds.
Oh yeah, that was the thing in the
Birds.
books. Because one of the things they were doing for mining, in addition to blowing up the Porvora, was they had birds that were like cur and like chained them to people's arms, so they had to just constantly shoot to do mining.
Huh.
So I think that's what the birds are supposed to be, but they didn't show that at all.
Yeah, it's weird because also like we haven't seen anything else like her besides the fox, and which that was a spirit. It's like, oh, are these spirits? They just found a bunch of bird spirits to chain to their arms.
Yeah.
That's questionable.
Mhm.
Hey, Actress27, thanks for stopping by.
Yeah. Hello.
Um,
Hmm.
yeah, so that's it for our book club.
Yeah.
Let's hope the next episodes have more plot than these two, because
Hopefully.
that was the thing. So we actually have some questions sent in once again
Yes, we
from
do.
the lovely Necro.
Yep.
Let me just find them here real fast. Alright, so community question time, or whatever we want to call it, because I don't think we actually have a name for any segments.
Nah.
Who needs segment names?
Yeah.
So, do you want to read the first one, or do you want me to do the first, you do the second?
You do the first, I'll do the second.
Alright, so Necro says, here's some Shenanimegans stuff for this week. What's up? Last minute submission this week, y'all. Hope everything's going well. Here's some more questions. What are your thoughts on cosplay? Are you interested in it at all? Have you cosplayed in the past? Do you want to cosplay in the future? And what characters might you be interested in cosplaying? Also, jokingly, when Shenanimegans Con, so we can see all the super cool cosplay, we're probably never going to host a con, because if there's anything we've learned from the internet, such as DashCon and the Fire Festival, don't run stuff yourself. Let someone else professional and actually professional and has ran it a few times. Just go to a con that's like on their 20th year. It's safer.
That just reminded me. Did you hear about the Phoenix Comic Con? A couple of days ago, they had to ban all the prop weaponry because some dude showed up with like 3 loaded handguns and a loaded shotgun and was threatening to kill people.
The fuck? No, I did not hear
Yeah.
about that. This is why we need gun legislation. Damn it! I'm
Yeah,
Canadian. We
seriously.
have gun legislation. Fuck you all.
Oh.
I shouldn't make jokes about that because it's like I know it's like the culture there is just so different. It's just one of those things
Yeah.
that as someone not from that culture, it just boggles my mind at how that works.
I mean, hey, it boggles my mind too when I live here.
Yeah. I don't mean
Oof.
to hate on it. It's just from
Yeah.
my culture and my community. It's like that would never work. It's like it's
Yeah.
insanity. So
It's crazy.
I can
yeah.
only say it from my point of view. But yeah, so I'm sort of interested in cosplay. A lot of my friends cosplay, and they look amazing and super cool. And like, I've wanted to cosplay. I haven't in the past, but it's like
Mhm.
I'm not the most confident with my looks or how I feel, and it's kind of awkward. There's only one
Yeah.
con here, and I know a lot of people there, so I'm always like super embarrassed. I know I'm not creative, so I could probably not make my own cosplay. I'd probably have to buy it, and buying online just cheap ones is always iffy and expensive to
Yeah.
commission. So I'm like just kind of in the point where like I'm not sure I want to, but it's
Yeah.
like yeah. And
Yeah.
if there's one character I'd really want to cosplay, it would be Weiss Winter Prison from Magical Girl Raising Project right now, because that aesthetic is so good.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's so good.
So
That
what
Weiss
about
is
you?
really good. So I'm pretty much the same. I think it's really cool, and I think it would sounds like it'd be fun to do. But I couldn't make a costume. I don't have the skills for that, and even if I did, I don't know who I would cosplay as. So I don't know. But that would be a fun thing to do, I think. It's like I was in the marching band in high school, and we had a Halloween parade where we'd all dress up, and that was always fun. But that's just like regular Halloween. So I think going somewhere in a big costume would be fun. But yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
might just, at the local con, if they're selling anything like the Mekaku City actors, they were selling a
Mhm.
while ago, or 2 years ago, they would sell the hoodies
Mhm.
um, of the characters, and I'm like, that would be cool to have. It's
Yeah.
like, it's kind of cosplaying, but not really, you know? And they do
Mhm.
sell some cosplay stuff. I can maybe get something that's awkward, finding something that fits or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe just go for like a character from like DIR or something where they wear really casual clothes. So it's like you just have to find like the right clothes to buy and
Mhm.
wear, and then like maybe do your hair, get a wig, and you don't have to have like the super fancy outfits. It's like I think that'd be a good starting point,
Yeah.
but
It would be.
maybe.
So, mhm.
There's not
Maybe.
enough time to this con, so if I do it, not be till next, which is like over a year away, so that's a lot of time. But
Yeah. All right. Well,
so if you want
so
to take
the
question two.
yeah. So the second part of this is, what do you think of older anime? I ran into Urusei Yatsura. I'm probably saying that wrong, and it kind of makes me want to look into some older anime. Sorry, the cute girl lamb got me. Usually stuff older than 2000ish looks too old for my taste. Undoubtedly, there's some stuff I could tolerate a less than appealing aesthetic for. Do you enjoy older looking anime? Do you have any recommendations? And I will start off by saying I love old anime. It's great. Is a lot of the stuff that you'll hear people like recommending nowadays is like it it really holds up well because I mean obviously back then in the 80s and 90s and whatever there was bad stuff too, but that's all kind of been forgotten about. So anything you hear about now is generally pretty good and has like a good art style and good sense of style to it all. So I really like going back to old stuff. Also, that's when they were really way into like cyberpunk future stuff,
Hmm.
like late 80s, early 90s. So it's super, super good. So what about you?
So just gonna start off by saying I searched up the Yurusei Yatsuru, and
Yeah.
I know it more as like the show with Lamu and Lum.
Mhm.
Like that's the one with those two characters. I haven't really seen it, but I've heard amazing things about it. But I don't watch a lot of older stuff from the 2000s. As Lastly was saying, they were really big on
Mhm.
cyberpunk though, and I think for animation wise, that's where the best stuff lies because it's usually very detailed and very like uh what would the word be? It's
Uh.
very descriptive and there's a lot of like movement in the details. Like
Yeah.
everything kind of has to, well, detailed still be in a way where it can move without just losing all image. So it's very technical compared to a lot of the other stuff in that time. So I think
Yeah.
for if you're looking where it's like the looks too old puts you off, I think
Mhm.
stuff like that really holds up more because to see this high level of detail that had to be all hand drawn and everything is really impressive and cool to see.
Mhm.
So yeah, lots of the older stuff I've seen is like some of the older Gundam series and a lot of the older mech series, Macross Plus, stuff like that. Gunsmith
Mhm.
Cats was from the 90s, and that's amazing, and that's an OVA of like bounty hunters. That one's really good. I
Good.
find in the 90s, a lot of the artwork did improve a lot. It's still past 2000s and still has that old sort of hand-drawn feel to it, but
Yeah.
like it got really high detailed and really nice. So
Mhm.
that's a really nice art time, I think.
Mhm.
Stuff like Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah. For recommendations on old stuff, I will say you should check out Bubblegum Crisis and all the shows that followed that. I think there's 5 or 6 things total, because they have like this great sense of style and are all really good looking, and like the plots are really good in those too. Because a lot of old stuff can have like a lot of style with no substance, but the Bubblegum Crisis stuff is all it kind of nails the plot and does some cool stuff.
Yeah, the Bubblegum Crisis stuff is pretty cool.
Mhm.
I haven't seen too much of it, but I've seen Parasite Dolls, and that's a really,
Oh
really
yeah.
nice looking OVA.
Mhm.
Some of the other stuff I would maybe recommend is stuff. Terra E's plot is terrible, but it looks cool. It's like an
Mhm.
old sci-fi one. The oldest thing I've ever watched is Ribbon no Kishi or Princess Knight. I've seen 3 episodes of it. It's from the 60s,
Yeah.
and it is weird. It's really offensive because it's like super old. Like, I'm paraphrasing here. I do not believe anything I say, and it's like, I'm sorry if I say something offensive because
Yeah.
I'm paraphrasing the way they did the last episode I watched, which is why I stopped there. Like, those gypsies stealing kids and forcing them to make money, otherwise they'll kill them if they try to
Oh.
escape. Like, that was the episode plot. I was like,
Yeah.
holy shit,
oh,
this is dated.
yeah.
Like,
That's
you
like
can
a-
tell how dated it is. I was like, I
Yeah.
can't watch this. But yeah, a lot of the older Ghibli stuff, like Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind, that's amazing.
I
Old
have a
school
confession
Gundam
to
stuff
make.
is good.
I have a confession. I have not seen very much Studio Ghibli stuff. I probably should. I've seen like 2 movies of theirs and just don't know anything about the rest of it. Oh,
I have
Anyway.
a confession to make too. I've only seen Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind, and that was technically made before they became Studio Ghibli. That was their first movie, so I'm not much better. But yeah,
Nice.
there's stuff like Gunbuster is super cool. I'd highly recommend Gunbuster. It's really good.
Yeah.
Mobile Suit Gundam War in the Pocket. As you were saying, Bubblegum Crisis, like the AD Police, stuff like that.
hmm
Uh,
I really like Cyber City 080808, which is it's just a 3-episode OVA, but it's super stylish cyberpunk.
yeah,
It's
stuff
really
like
awesome.
Um,
And,
Macross
So-
Plus is amazing. I'd recommend that. And Gunsmith Cats. Gunsmith Cats, I highly recommend to anyone. It's a super good series. It's just 3 episodes, but it's one of my
Mhm.
favorite.
cool.
Yeah, so that'd be that. And we have one more question from chat from Actress27. What do you like about hentai?
What do I like about hentai?
Yeah.
I like the tentacles.
Oh
I mean,
God.
what?
I knew you were gonna say that. I don't really watch
I
hentai
don't know.
much. Like
Yeah, me either. Honestly,
the
I don't-
closest thing to hentai I see is more doujins. Like
Yeah.
I'm more likely to end up like reading something that has smut than I am to watch something that has smut.
Yeah.
But I don't go on my way to like read hentai like fact
Yeah.
releases and stuff. It's just this doujin ended up being like that.
Yeah. Kind of the closest I get to actually watching hentai is sometimes in a new season, like, oh, this show sounds cool.
Oh,
I'll
yeah,
check out the
that's
first
like-
episode, and it's like, oh, I didn't see this is tagged with ecchi. Okay,
yeah,
great.
yeah, etchy stuff. It's like, oh, I'll watch this episode. Why does the brother and sister
like,
want to
oh.
fuck? What is Aomanga Sensei? Why
Like,
did I
oh, no.
watch this? That's basically.
Oh no, I've made a terrible mistake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
not so much into the hentai.
Mhm.
Surprisingly, as some people would probably think about me, I'm sorry. I have like no sex drive. So,
Yeah.
as personal as that may be, I'll put that out there. Yeah.
It's okay.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
that's the questions we have for this week.
Yeah.
We went through this week really fast. I guess we didn't have too much news, and then
Yeah.
the shows didn't have much plot this episode. But
Yeah.
yeah. So as we're going to talk about a bit, we were planning to look up maybe some shows for our next week because we have
Mhm.
4 more episodes until our shows currently end. 5 for Jing. We might just do 2 episodes at once. I'm not sure yet.
Yeah. We'll
Um,
figure it out.
Yeah, we might do something. So I don't know if did you have anything you were looking at for next season yet, or
So I had actually kind of briefly looked at the new stuff for next season like a day ago, actually. And there were 2 things I can think of off the top of my head. And one of them is called 18 If, which I don't actually know what this is, but it's some multimedia thing based on like a mobile game, but the art of it looks really cool. So I don't know, I might check that out, see the first episode of that. It's probably going to be mediocre. I probably won't watch it, but that sounds neat. Then the other thing was Centaur no Nayami.
I have the manga to that. It's really
Yeah?
interesting, honestly, because it's like a lot of it like it's just like, oh, it's slice of life about this centaur girl, but you started seeing things in the background where they'll like mention in the history class like there used to be a war and stuff, and you see stuff like this, and you'll see like in the
Yeah.
background like some soldier with a gun, and there's just a sign saying like litter will be like prosecuted by death or something. Like
Oh,
it's just kind of in the background, but you start to notice that they're kind of in like this really fucked up society. It's
Yeah.
not just anime people or animal people are real. It's like there's actually like this backgoing plot of like they're kind of in like some really fucked up place, and my theory is maybe it's like one big government experiment and all these people are trapped in like a domed world or something controlled by other people. I've only read the first two manga. There's like a ton of volumes out. They haven't touched on it all. It's just the stuff I see in the background, but
Yeah.
it's pretty cool and interesting.
That explanation of it made me think of I can't think what it's called, but it's that pigeon dating visual novel.
Hatoful
And,
Boyfriend?
Yeah, that's it. And throughout that game, there's all these hints that like you're the only human in the entire game, and there was like some war, and there's the apocalypse has happened, but like they never address it at all, and it's just in the background here and there, and it just made me think of that. Oh, that show seems pretty cool from what you just said there. So
So,
I don't know. Those are. What about you? Have you looked at the list at all? Seen
well,
anything you want?
I gotta find an old show, so there's gonna be a lot.
Oh right.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say though, looking at the stuff from next season, there's a few things I'm excited for. Princess Principal looks interesting. It's like a
Yeah.
19th century London with like a capital that divides east and west. So it's like 19th century London if they created the Berlin Wall instead,
Yeah.
and like it's like a spy thing with like people enrolled in like high schools trying to like because they're rich, they like try and get in with the rich people and take advantage of stuff.
Yeah.
So that sounds cool. New game
Yeah.
is getting a second season, which sounds cool and great. Netsuzo Trap's getting a season, and Netsuzo Trap, I think this is hilarious because that anime is literally Cuck the anime. Like it's NTR. Like that's literally what it is. It's NTR. It's what
Yeah.
cucking is. Like so I just think that's really funny. Like the way it's even spelled Netsuzo Trap is NTR Netsuzo Trap on like the manga because it's N for
Oh.
Netsuzo and then the TR from Trap is like
Yeah.
getting cucked. Yeah, so that I don't know if it'll be good or not, but it sounds funny just because that. And besides that, I think well, there's a new season of Luck and Logic stuff. It's apparently completely different from the first, but I enjoyed the first. I'll check that out. And I think
Okay.
that was just the stuff I was looking at that could be cool for next season. Of course, Centaur, I'm probably gonna watch, but yeah, that's not obviously saying what we'll do for a book club. Just these are shows
Yeah.
I'm interested in.
Yeah. Some
Um,
preliminary thoughts. Nothing official.
Yeah, so as for older shows, I've got like this massive list of just like plan to watch like 300 plus, and I was just going through like like just flip through, find a show that looks like it'd be interesting or cool. So there's like random stuff like the biggest issue is trying to find something that's not 24 episodes, but we were saying we could maybe do one and just do 2 episodes a week, because there's stuff like, God, what's it called? I'm just blanking now, and I can't find it
Yeah.
here. But I was thinking of us doing one of the Bubblegum Crisis series, just, because we talk about it a lot, something like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I know there's a
Be,
24 episode series of that. Most of it's just OVAs, but there's one full TV series.
Yeah, that was Bubblegum Crisis Tokyo 2040.
Yeah. I was also looking at Chaos Head, which is one of the semicolon series, such as Robotics Notes, Steins Gate, and that. And they do have a new show called Chaos Child, which is set a few years after Chaos Head. So I think that might be cool to like just watch the original. Copelian, I've wanted to watch for a while. I've heard bad things about it, but I still want to see it. It's a bunch of girls who are like engineered to be able to withstand nuclear radiation because tsunami or well, it's like post-nuclear apocalypse, and they're trying to find people. It was in 2016 a meltdown of a nuclear plant creates a big catastrophe in Tokyo. 20 years later, it's like they're trying to like find survivors and stuff, and it was originally put on hold after because it was being made in 2010. There's the 2011 tsunami that struck northeast Japan, and they had the nuclear power plant failure in Fukushima, which is what this is about.
Yeah.
So it's like
Oh wow.
there was that whole drama which I heard about. The art style is very different though. It's I don't think it was it might be like a mix of 2D and 3D, but it's like very hard lines on stuff, if I remember right from what I saw. There's a lot of like washed out greens and reds. Yeah, it has like really hard outlines, really hard black
Yeah.
outlines. So the art style is interesting to me, so I was looking at that as well. And then,
Cool.
I think those
That's
were
cool.
some of them.
Yeah.
There's a lot. There's a lot, honestly. There's so much anime to choose from when it goes to old stuff that it's just like Genshiken, which I've read a bunch of the manga, is really good, which is about like an anime club.
Yeah.
And just a bunch of nerds, stuff like that. I was also thinking maybe finding something that has like a 10 episode season, because there are a few of those, because then we can watch the Jing episode and the movie
Oh yeah.
and stuff, and you know, there will be something. Oh yeah, I was also looking at Hitsugi no Chaika, Chaika the Coffin Princess. I wanted to watch that for so long, and I just haven't gotten around to it.
I think I started watching that at one point, like the first 2 or 3 episodes. It seemed cool, but I didn't keep up with it.
Yeah, it was kind of the same, so I'm kind of like, oh, I want to go back. It seemed interesting. But I think it's also 2 seasons, so that's kind of awkward to do if we just do the first season, then like, oh, we'll watch the second on our own and not do it. It like kind of locks you into that, which is awkward, so I don't really want to... I mean, it doesn't really, because we can just always take a break from it and then come back later. Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
I was looking at Kyoso Giga for the 10 episode one. But the awkward thing is, they have the Kyoso Giga TV, but then they also have an ONA, which is another 5 episodes, and I don't know if they like mix or what, but I saw a few episodes of the anime, which is 10 episodes, and it is gorgeous. It is a weird show, but it is gorgeous.
Cool.
That's probably one of the ones I have higher up on. It's like, I'm just gonna play a bit of the promotional video. Because the art is actually amazing.
Oh. Yeah, just looking at the image on the Mal page, it looks really cool.
Yeah, there's a trailer in the top corner on the Mal page, and like it's one of those ones where it's like everything is super psychedelic, and like a lot of it's all like symbolic and stuff.
That looks really cool.
So that's one I was thinking of doing, so we could also watch. We'd have the Jing episode and then like the movie OVA thing to do while we did whatever the new series was, and then start this a bit later in, because we only need 10 episodes instead of 12, so that would like fix our number issue with. Because that's something I've wanted to watch for a while too, because it seems cool.
Yeah.
So.
We'll figure something out.
Yeah, those are just some ideas. If anyone in the chat or anything knows anything about these shows and wanna like be like, hey, yeah, these are really good, or oh, these are actually kind of bad, you might want to stay away from it, kind of let us know. We will look at suggestions if anyone sends them in for stuff to watch. Again, we're looking for 1 old series and 1 new series.
Yep.
So.
And hopefully we'll pick 2 good shows next season instead of 2 bad to mediocre shows.
Yeah, here's hoping. Here's hoping. We'll do our best, but it's kind of hard if we haven't seen it before. I mean, I could just go, oh, you haven't seen Moyashimon yet. We're watching the first season for the old show, and just make you watch that. Because that's actually a pretty good show, and I know that. But I've already seen it like 4 times. I'd like, do I want to make myself watch it a 5th time? Probably yes, but do I want to have to do it for the anime club? Maybe not.
Yeah.
So, yeah. We're not doing Ginga Seiyu, or Ginga Eiyu Densetsu. That's like 198 episodes or something.
Yeah. It's like we should have started that at episode 1 and then just check in every 10 episodes, and we'll discuss it then, and then we'll be done in like 3 years.
It's 110 episodes. 110 episodes. It'd only take 10 weeks if we did 10 episodes a week.
Yeah.
We would do nothing else with our lives, though.
Yeah. So that's a great plan. Let's get right on that.
I mean, we could start and just do like 3 shows and just every week for 110 weeks. Let's go.
Oh,
New
boy.
episode.
Yeah.
God. How many years would that be? 110 weeks? Jesus.
Over 2 years.
Yeah, that would be like 2 years and a few weeks. Ugh. That's a commitment.
Yeah,
it's only like 80 hours long. Yeah, you're right. Let's marathon this shit right here. I mean, to be fair, I marathoned Hunter x Hunter, which is like 150 40 something episodes, I think. I did that in in 8 days, so I mean I could.
Yeah.
I just realized the producers for it is Kitty Films. I've never heard of them before, but the name's amazing. Oh, they did Ranma
Oh.
1/2 and Yurusei Yatsuro. Okay, that makes sense.
Oh. Okay.
And then actually they did a lot of older stuff. Actually, you don't hear
Hmm.
about them anymore, but they did a lot of these old classics apparently. Oh
Mhm.
yeah, I did have some news I forgot about. So
Oh.
there is a new coming to English
Mhm.
Saint Seiya, Knights of the Zodiac.
Oh. Cool.
There's also 2 prequel series and movies. Oh god. But yeah,
Oh.
so Saint Seiya is Knights of the Zodiac. If people remember the 4Kids release,
Mhm.
it is going to be an all-female team, and the manga is also getting translated and brought to English. So that's pretty cool.
Cool.
I'm going to be pissed though if the opening song is not "I Ran." I ran. So because that was the original, right?
Mhm.
The original 4Kids release. I don't know why they chose that song, but like,
I don't know. It's weird.
they've got to do it. They've got to do the throwback.
Mhm.
Going to English. Oh yeah, they're also getting a live action. Thank you, Ark.
Mm.
I'm gonna see if I can find like the information for the Saint Seiya on here
Okay.
right now. The original is like 1986. That's another old school one.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's Saintia Show. It's being
Mhm.
licensed in English. First volume is expected in February. I'm pretty sure they announced this was getting an anime.
Hmm.
Yeah, adaptation.
Oh.
When is this expected? Not available yet, I think. Yeah. But yeah, gonna be a new one.
Cool.
So that's cool. Saint Seiya is always
Yeah.
a cool series.
Yeah.
So I need to go back and like watch the original because I only saw the 4Kids release, which is terrible.
Yeah. I definitely saw some of it when I was a kid, but I remember like nothing about it.
Yeah. I mean, it was 4Kids. It was butchered terribly, so
Yeah.
maybe that's for the best.
Yeah. Mhm.
But yeah,
Yeah.
so that's coming eventually. That's interesting.
Mhm.
Yeah, that. I think we're coming to the end of what we had to talk about.
Yeah, I
This
think
week?
so.
Again, give
Yeah.
us suggestions for stuff to watch. Well, maybe I'll make like a big spreadsheet of stuff we're looking at, and people can like see and like
Mhm.
give
Yeah.
suggestions or something. I'm not sure. We'll see. We have to figure something out. We've still
Yeah.
got like another 4 weeks, so
Yeah, we've got time.
yeah.
So no rush.
Oh yeah, so that's it for this week. Thank you everyone who stopped by. We had a really
Yeah.
active chat this week, which was really cool.
Yeah, we did. This was fun.
Oh, I just thought of something.
Well,
Looking for stuff to watch, why don't we just use Anime Burb?
oh yeah.
Yeah,
We could do that.
we can get recommendations right here, except I keep getting
Yeah.
Happy Party Train, which is music. Hide Misk, okay. That's a movie. OVA, can I hide OVAs? I can't hide OVAs. Tatami Galaxy,
Yeah. The Tommy Galaxy. Yeah.
Arya the Natural and Arya the Origination. I keep getting... I have like 3 Arya things on here. Apparently I should watch Arya. I'll really
Yeah.
like it. A bunch of Mushishi seasons too, because I've seen the
Mhm.
first. Yeah, I know I have to update these. It's old. This is from 209 hours ago. Yeah, no, I just haven't looked at it since I last... Ooh,
Mhm.
that... Wait. Was that an update? No, that's because I'm not hiding Misk anymore.
Uh,
You see anything on yours?
I don't know. There's some Gundam stuff.
Gundam
Want some
stuff.
mecha stuff.
The issue with
Yeah.
Gundam and Mechas is usually like 50 episodes. So like we've gotta
Yeah.
commit to that.
Yeah.
it's
like
kind-
it's recommending the original Mobile Suit Gundam, which is 43 episodes.
It's pretty
It's
good.
a bit much.
It's
Yeah.
pretty good. I've seen it. But yeah, it's like if there's something like the newer ones where they're split into two 25 episode seasons, that's not so bad because we can go,
Mhm.
oh well, let's just just watch 2 episodes a week until it's done.
Yeah.
Right, but am I watching like Iron-Blooded Orphans, and am I halfway through the first season? So
Yeah.
you gotta catch up. We'll start from there.
Mhm.
But yeah, my thing's I killed the queue. I gotta stop hitting
Oops.
refresh.
You broke it.
No, I'm just refreshing too much. I don't think it's actually gonna load.
Okay. Yeah. This is a whole lot of stuff I've never heard of. My recommendations.
That's
There's-
usually a good thing.
Yeah. There's
Oh,
Revolutionary Girl Latina, which I've been meaning to watch.
There's a new mecha show coming out next season. I'm just gonna add that to my plan to watch this real fast. A mecha otaku is reincarnated into another world.
Oh, great.
In this world, huge humanoid weapons known as silhouette knights exist, stream piling these robots. Him and his friends aim to become night runners. Alright, I'll watch it.
That sounds
What?
kind of ridiculous.
Who's the one who's like, you know what, trapped in another world? That's too cliche. Let's show giant robots. Like, someone finally did it. We knew it was gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wait, ooh, there's a new profile button that takes
Ooh.
you to your Miami list profile. I don't know when that was added. That's cool.
Nice. Yeah.
We're just destroying Ark's website while he watches,
Yeah.
and he's probably like, "Why are you doing this to me?" Like, stop,
Yeah.
stop. I have Kids on the Slope, manga stuff,
Yeah.
as recommended.
Mm.
I got Doman Seaman stuff recommended. Yes, that's all I want. Doman Seaman's ridiculous.
Don't Simon. I don't think I know that.
He's done a lot of cool manga.
Oh.
It's all really messed up though. Like he's weird.
Mm.
He did Void Nick Hotel, which is really good.
Okay. Yeah, I think I've heard you mention him before.
Ark, I'm gonna complain real fast. Why hasn't it updated yet? Ark, I'm blaming you. I'm blaming you, Ark. I'm joking. I'm joking.
It's all your fault, Ark. Fix it.
Yeah, Void Nick Hotel.
That's okay.
Yeah. If this doesn't update, we should probably just end instead of waiting
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Doesn't look like this is gonna update. So yeah.
That's okay.
Oh, yeah, well, ML servers are, and I have a ridiculous amount of stuff on. So,
Yeah.
yeah, thank you everyone for watching.
Yep.
If you want recommendations, go to anime.burb.uk because we may as well plug it and push it while it's on stream and while the creator is in our chat.
Mm-hmm.
Sponsor us and give us money. No.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks for watching and listening this week. We'll be back next week with more anime.
And hopefully plot.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Take care.
See ya.